everyone, and welcome to the home opener 2015 for Oklahoma State football, as today the Cowboys welcome the Bears of Central Arkansas to Boone Pickens Stadium. Glad you're with us. It's just gorgeous here in Stillwater today. 77 degrees our temperature now. A wonderfully festive atmosphere as fans finally get a chance to watch your Cowboys play here at home. How will Oklahoma State fare tonight? A game that they're certainly heavily favored in. Well, we'll see. How much progress have the Cowboys made week 1 to week 2? OSU shooting for a 20th consecutive home opening win.
Both of you kind of talked about it in the opening segment about this game being about us or being about OSU. You know, yes, you have an opponent, you have to game plan for them, but it, in the end, is about how well do you execute, how well do you play and take care of your business.
Ladies and gentlemen, head coach Mike Gundy and your Oklahoma State University Cowboys.
Steps into it, and the home opener is underway. Welcome to the Cowboy Football Roundup with Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy. Week 2 and another Cowboy victory, 32-8 over Central Arkansas. And let's just start with some observations from you on the contest.
Overall, it was a better game. We'd have liked to have scored more points. We get down inside the 2-yard line. We need to score a touchdown. We need to convert those PATs. But we did improve in this game. So we have a lot to work on in the upcoming week.
Let's go right to the highlights. First half of Oklahoma State's 32-8 victory and the home opener at Boone Pickens Stadium. Always nice to be home.
It really is, and the crowd was terrific. The walk was terrific, so it was a great day.
Early in the game, Mason Rudolph and Marcel Aitman, nice grab on the sideline.
I think that was a 3rd and 15 maybe,
yes.
3rd and 12, and it was a nice throw and catch there. Really good timing, good catch. Nice play pass there. We ran the freshman deep. He ran right by the safety, grabbed his face mask, and about pulled him to the ground. They didn't call it. But anyways, a nice throw and catch. You may be able to see it if they show it from a different angle. Well, you can't, but either way, you know, he's got speed. Did a good job there protecting the ball at the end of the play and got us down there to set us up for that field goal. And we had a chance. We should have kicked it in, but see, there's a nice kick there right down the middle. That's what we need him to do on those PATs. Came back out and ran Shepard here on a post corner route. The ball needs to be thrown a little earlier, but again, we made a nice catch, gain of 20. We're able to get in our fast-paced offense, and there's an example of the running plays, getting downhill with Chris Carson and him breaking through that original line of scrimmage right through there on the arm tackle. We talk about those arm tackles, and then being able to accelerate and score, and that's really important.
Yeah, is that sometimes a benefit when a team is really trying to stop the run? If you get past that next level, you're gone, potentially.
And that's what happened a few times here. Defense was really good on the run. Good job, good push up front. I have been encouraged with our inside guys. You know, we talked about them early in the year. Not being as experienced as we wanted to. There's another example of getting an additional 7 or 8 yards after the block. Good throw and catch there from Mason and with Hayes.
What do you think of this?
I like it. You know, the backs all have their own style. He's left the ground 2 or 3, 4 times this year. He's trying to get extra yards, trying to get more than what's actually there.
And he's unique. He's 6'2". I mean, he's a tall guy.
Sure is. Another good play there with our defense. Good job of getting up the field, penetrating, playing in their backfield.
Only 92 yards on the ground, as a matter of fact, for Central Arkansas. You've held both your opponents to less than 100.
Yeah, we've done a good job with the run defense. Another nice throw there with Mason on 3rd down to James Washington. I think that was 3rd and 11.
Yes. So you've had a lot of success converting 3rd and longs.
Yes, we're better. We're a better throwing team. We're better protecting. The quarterback's a little more experienced, and of course we have a number of wideouts. Seals made some good catches for us and got some good tough yard for us in the game there on the hitch route. There's a play pass and a spot route out here. James Washington, or our Seals again.
Yes, Seals again. Yes.
There's Carson making a cut, making another cut. Good job, good effort out there. And then getting yards, Dave, there's really should have only been, well, actually could have been a loss of 1. I think he ended up getting 12.
He ended up 50 yards in the first half, as a matter of fact.
Quarterback made a nice play there on the naked, hitting the backside receiver on the over route. There's another third down throw. Rudolph to Marcel. Marcel continues to play well, making plays for us.
Yeah, 12 different guys make catches in this game, 11 against Central Michigan, and here's another one making a catch, Rennie Childs.
Yeah, good job with Rudolph there, hitting Rennie coming out of the backfield. So we felt pretty good about where we were at. We just need to punch in those touchdowns when we get down there inside the 10-yard line.
Coach Gundy and I look at the second half highlights. And the Cowboy Football Roundup with head coach Mike Gundy continues after these messages. Welcome back. Let's look now at the second half highlights of Oklahoma State's 32-8 victory over Central Arkansas. And once again, Mason Rudolph with a career high in passing yards and big play to David Glidden.
Yeah, a play action pass there. We ran that play the second play of the game, and they hit us for about a 2-yard gain. And so we knew we could come back and get a big play off of it. The guy that tackled us should have been covering Glidden on the pass, and so it gave us an opportunity for a big play. And then he makes a really nice run and bounces off a couple tackles.
How has he improved the most since he's been here?
He's just real savvy, and I had mentioned this earlier. He's kind of a master of his craft right now. He's been playing so long. Nice job there by Bean on the sack. There's a cutback running play. Safeties are down low, 31-7. We're down way too low, and so Rennie pops through there and gets a big gain, I think about 25 yards. And then Mason's in hits 8-man over the middle, and this is another time I think we kicked a field goal here.
Yes.
And that's really where we got to overcome that area. 1, 8-man's got to score, and 2, we got to be able to punch it in from there.
Right. Defensively, Emmanuel Ogbah gets a sack
Another
there.
Sack.
Had 2 on the night for the team.
And I think that was a 4th down play there.
Yes, it was.
They tried to fly motion and run the counter coming back the other way, and Coach Spencer, they had a nice call there, and obviously everybody played up to their potential, and it was a big stop there.
And they had some tricky things going on offensively, some unusual formations and things that they did, and you seem to manage that pretty well.
Yeah, they do a lot of different things. Here's another deep throw, got pass interference and a great catch by James Washington. It's a nice throw there by Rudolph, keeping the ball outside and away from the defender. One-on-one coverage out there with that type of defense.
And take another look. Why is Washington so good at making these catches, even though he's only 6 feet tall?
Well, he's just a leaper. He's got about a 38-inch vertical, and he can take the ball at the highest point. He's got good eye-hand coordination. There's another corner route to Glidden, and a great effort to get in the touchdown, get in the end zone and score.
Take another look at this as Glidden puts the ball over the pylon, which is what he needs to do, correct?
Really good protection and a nice throw. Reverse to Shepard. We need more of these plays to him. We've got to be able to get him on the perimeter with the ball in his hands, and also get some intermediate throws to him. There's a play action pass again with Glidden down the middle of the field. Safeties are really, really low, and taking advantage of it.
4 catches, 145 yards for Glidden, a career high in receiving yards with the 2 touchdowns we saw. And there's Rennie Childs. Nice effort there.
Good 3rd and 14, and put us in a 4th and 1, and then JW runs the play action pass for a touchdown. Real Jeremy Seaton's good to see him get in the end zone.
We should point out our videographer Graham Toole with a moth in his ear, able to capture this shot. The gamer that he is.
That is pretty impressive to be able to continue to video with a moth affecting your brain.
Just like Stillwater native Matt Holliday with the St. Louis Cardinals, who once had to leave a game with a moth in his ear. But insects aside, a chance for some reserves to get into the game. And Jordan Frazier, tight end on who you recruited on scholarship with a catch there.
Red shirt freshman, and it makes a nice catch there. And here's the little guy, Carr, taking off and getting going. And he's got to run away from that guy. He advertised his speed, and I was giving him a hard time. He's just feeling his way through the game.
Yeah.
If you watch, he gets a little bit better each carry, and right there, a couple weeks from now, I think if he gets in that area, he'll take off and go score.
So we have a lot to look forward to with this Cowboy football team, and we also have a chance to catch up with Mason Rudolph. We have that to look forward to, and Allison Gappa will be with us after this. Welcome back to the Cowboy Football Roundup with Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy. Mason Rudolph had a career-high passing performance against Central Arkansas, and he's with Allison Gappa.
Here with Mason Rudolph, who threw for 400 yards in Saturday's win over Central Arkansas. Just thoughts on that game?
You know, it was kind of an up-and-down game first half. You know, especially the offense kind of started out a little slow, a little sluggish, had some drives. we felt like we should have capitalized on. But overall, good team win. Defense played awesome, held them to a few points, and offensive line did a great job as well.
What was the biggest difference for you in the second half?
I feel like the offense just kind of settled in, and we had more of a feeling of urgency, and just kind of just got excited. Just started playing with the crowd, and obviously David made a lot of plays, a lot of receivers made plays, and we just kind of felt better in the second half.
Also a career day for David. What was it like having that big night with him?
It was awesome. David, he's a consistent guy. He's a veteran leader, and so he's going to make those plays down the stretch. So, awesome night for him. Had a couple touchdowns and really made some good plays.
He told me that your guys' relationship is kind of unique. You kind of give each other some crap off the field, but once you're on the field, it's all business.
Yeah, we hang out all the time on the weekends, and David's a good guy. He's funny, and there's always going to be goofing around, but especially when we get out there, we still goof around time to time, but we have a good time, and we know when to get to business.
And it's your 5th game, but your first one playing at Boone Pickens Stadium. What was that experience like? It
was great. It was awesome to see our fans come out and support us, and cheer us on, and really get loud for the defense, especially. So, great first experience, and excited to see what's in the future.
And now in the top 25, UTSA on Saturday. Thoughts going into that one?
Great team. UTSA has played some tight ones these first two, and we're excited to play some of our best football and just get better every week, and make adjustments and move forward from this week.
All right, thanks so much, Mason.
Yep.
Coming up next, Emmanuel Ogbah is arguably one of the best pass rushers in college football. But how did he end up at Oklahoma State? We'll hear more about that story after these messages. Welcome back to the Cowboy Football Roundup. It can be argued that Emmanuel Ogbah is on his way to becoming one of the all-time great pass rushers at Oklahoma State. He's here at Oklahoma State thanks in part to a relationship with another all-time OSU great. Here's Allison Gappa.
OSU standout defensive end Emmanuel Ogbah is in the spotlight now more than ever. And with more at stake, the preseason All-American is putting in the extra work.
I mean, it's an unreal feeling. It's amazing, I mean, I've been dreaming about this upcoming year for a long time. I just, all this hard work will not go to waste. So that's what I tell myself. That's why I just try to keep working as hard as I can so I can get there. I'm putting in way more because there's way more at stake this year. It's like I'm trying my hardest to get to that next level, and I feel like if I keep working harder than I did in the past, it'll all work out for me.
Nigerian-born and Texas-bred, Ogbah's journey is far from typical. The strong voice of Seattle Seahawk Russell Okung, who also attended Ogbah's high school and Oklahoma State, rang loud and clear. Stillwater is the place to play.
They said, you know what, Russell Okung, you're our All-American.
The first time I met him, I think he came back to give back to the community. See, I didn't know much about Oklahoma State at the time, so I didn't know he went to Oklahoma State. So that was the first time I actually saw him. So I talked to him about Oklahoma State program. He told me they'll treat you right, they'll take care of you. I mean, it's a good place to go to school at, so that's one of the reasons why I came here too. So
he was a big part of you coming here.
Yes, yeah, he was a very big part of me coming here. So. See, when I got here, Coach Glass always tells me, Russell, Russell came from your high school. He really worked with Russell and got him bigger. So when I got here, I decided to just listen to whatever he said and just worked out and just hope for the best. So
you trusted him because you saw what happened to Russell, so you're like...
Yes, exactly. I trusted him.
But the relationship didn't stop there. In fact, the NFL player is one of Ogbah's most trusted mentors.
He calls me once in a while to just check up on me and see how I'm doing. He just told me just stay focused, some distractions here, but you just have to stay focused and just remember your family and just grind for them.
It's not often to follow in the footsteps of a mentor from high school to college, let alone the NFL. But for Emmanuel Ogbah, stepping on the field on Sundays is well within reach.
I mean, I can't ignore it because everybody's in my ear every time. So, but I try to like Russell told me, just stay focused, all those are big talks and all that. You just have to focus on football and just keep grinding hard. So.
We preview the Cowboys' next opponent, the Roadrunners of UTSA. It's the third time in 3 years these two teams will meet, and we break down the matchup after this on the Cowboy Football Roundup. Back for our final segment on the Cowboy Football Roundup this week, and next up, UTSA. And interesting, they played Arizona really tough in the game out in Tucson in the opener, and then they hung in there with Kansas State, it looked like, for a while before the Wildcats pulled away in San Antonio. So what are you seeing?
Played really well against Arizona, as you'd mentioned. At one time, kind of late in the third quarter, it was 32-26, I believe, somewhere in that area. And then Arizona took over. Kansas State, with less than 30 seconds to go in the half, UTSA was on the 2-yard line and had a chance to score. They ended up going for a 4th down and not converting. But either way, we're very familiar with them, and they know a lot about us. Our relationship, my relationship with Coach Coker, yes, and some of those coaches there know a lot about us and our team. They're very sound. They're going to be in the right spot on defense. They're going to be have the same frame of mind as the teams we play, that they don't want to allow you to run the ball. Their safeties are usually way down in there. And offensively, they try to hurry up at times. They use some fly motion, try to run the ball and use play action pass. So we're going to have to be prepared, you know, just like every other week. You got to be ready to go.
So the final non-conference game for Oklahoma State, the Roadrunners coming to Boone Pickens Stadium. Then after this, it's almost nonstop Big 12 conference play for the duration, except for one off week. Coach Gundy and I will break down the UTSA game next week. For our entire crew, I'm Dave Hunziker. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.